Welcome to Studio 58A live here at the Jamaica Information Service, our discussion program coming to you live on Instagram and Facebook. I'm your host, Vaughn Davis. Thank you to everyone joining us online wherever you are. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for your eyes. And like we have your attention, do us a favor, no? The same favor we always ask. Share this video with a friend or 2 or 5,000 so we can have a very lively discussion. And as you watch, remember to send in your questions and your comments so we can have a very lively discussion. Now, transforming our public service into one that is modern, efficient, and responsive. That is the government's objective as part of the greater objective of making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. One agency that is moving to be more responsive to the public is the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR for short. It's doing so through its logo design competition, asking members of the public to lend a hand in redesigning the company's current logo. To sweeten the labor, there are quite a few prizes to be gained for the top designs. Here today to tell us all about those details are public education specialist at the OUR, Elizabeth Bennett Marsh. Welcome.
Thank you, Vaughn.
Thank you very much for being here.
And hello to all your viewers.
All right, lovely. Now, for those who might not know, just give them a quick intro as to what exactly the OUR does. You know what I mean?
Okay, thanks, Vaughn. So the Office of Utilities Regulation, as the name suggests, regulates the major utilities in Jamaica. So we have electricity, and the major company that we know for that is the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited.
Exactly.
We also regulate the water and sewage sector, which is the major company will be the National Water Commission, and they're also small providers. Mm-hmm. And we have the telecommunications sector that we also regulate in terms of their landline, mobile service, and internet or broadband service. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the two major companies for that will be Flow and Digicel.
Right. All right, so basically, I mean, you know, people tend to have you as the people who we call to complain about the light or water or whatever the case may be.
Yes, and we set service standards for them
right.
and things like that, yes. And we basically regulate the sectors to ensure, you know, proper service to customers while at the same time creating an environment that will allow the stakeholders and the investors in these companies to earn a reasonable return on their investment. Because as you know, Vaughn, most of these companies that we regulate are privately owned.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now we're going to get into the OUR, its mandate, and the various projects and initiatives that they're going to be pursuing as the year goes ahead. But we're here to talk about their logo competition. Now, Liz, you know, why, before I get into all the good stuff about the prizes and the competition and so on, why redesign the logo after all anyway? I mean, it's, you know, it's the OUR's logo. People come to appreciate it, but why the decision to redesign it at this point?
I love your opening a while ago, Vaughn, when you talk about the public sector wanting to transform to be more in keeping with what they do, etc. So, you know, the OUR was established in 1997. That's 23 years ago. If you were born in 1997, you're an adult right now.
Yep.
We have had the same logo ever since then. And we feel that it's now time for us to modify the logo, tweak it maybe, or maybe totally modify it to be more contemporary and be more representative of what we do. And so we said, okay, how should we do this? And then we decided to open it as a competition to make it exciting.
All right, so and now basically you're going to let the public have a hand in how you want the logo to look, you know what I mean? And that would be reflective of more of what, but I guess for those who might be watching and so on, what kind of things would be, you know, what kind of consideration would you want to see? What are some of the things that you would think reflect the OUR's mandate and so on? So when persons are conceptualizing something, they can be guided, you know what I mean?
Well, as with creative people, you don't try to put them in a box and tell them and dictate to them exactly how they should do it.
Of course not.
So we want them to go to town. But what we have said is that, please, you have to research your subject matter.
Absolutely.
So you have to go on our website, for example, and learn more about what we do. You know the sectors we regulate, you know what our mandate is, etc. And if you are totally off fade with your subject matter, then I think you'll be in a better position to create a logo that's very befitting of us. So we will set guidelines, for example, like try not to use more than 3 colors. So it's easy to replicate. You don't want to have a lot of intricate details that will be hard to see if it is that we put the logo on a pen, for example. You want to make sure that the logo is still relevant in black and white.
Absolutely.
Because there are times we will have to use it in a black and white format.
It looks and so, right.
So those are the simple guidelines that students who are studying art and even graphic designers, etc., will be aware of. So those are just general guidelines. Our competition rules also talk about the dimension in which we want you to submit it in, and those I'm not going to tell you because I want you to go and look and read the competition rules.
You kind of preempt my question. I was going to ask you about the application process, but it sounds like you want people to go and visit.
I want people to. I'm not going to tell them everything because I want them to go and read the competition rules.
Lovely. All right,
and
no
in
problem.
the competition rules, you'll see, for example, that you have to submit an entry form with your submission.
All right. And where can they go and find all this information?
On our website, our.org.jm.
All right, so there's where you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's
In fact, it's easy to find
out.
one because the minute you go on our website, there's a banner at the top of our homepage identifying the logo competition, and then to the I'm a female, so I have to do this. To the right on the banner, you see click for details, and then when you click, all the information will come up about our logo competition. So we've made it very easy for persons to find the information.
All right, so let me take you even further. I know you don't necessarily want to get too detailed about it, but I understand that there are different categories of the competition. Just for persons who might be interested to break down those two different categories so persons can know what they're going to see when they get there, or how they can start, imagining or conceptualizing how they're going to approach what they do.
So we have two categories of the competition. We have an open category for Jamaicans, whether you're living here or abroad, 16 years and over. That's the open category.
All right.
And then we have the students category for secondary and tertiary level students between 16 and 24 years.
All right.
So there are two categories in which you can enter. And for each person, you have two chances to enter. So you can enter two entries, let's put it that way. So we have that. We're offering attractive prizes.
Let me just take up in before I get to the good stuff, because that's what
that
everybody
yet.
wants to know. But I mean, why separate it in that way to make one for the students and one for the I guess older persons, if you will. But why have that breakdown in the categories?
Well, we wanted to make it exciting. We wanted to also create a sort of level playing field because we don't want the students, for example, to feel intimidated that if everybody is going to... Right. So we wanted to create a category for them because we know a lot of them are enthusiastic. A lot of them are budding artists. They have ideas. We want to tap into their headspace to see what your idea is of your regulator, because the regulator is for everybody.
Right.
So we really want to see that, but we want to make them comfortable enough to want to submit their design without having to feel that they have to compete against the professionals.
Okay.
So the open category can target professionals, but the students category certainly, and you have to be from a registered institution. So we wouldn't exactly expect the professionals to be entering into the students category.
Okay.
And from those two categories, once we identify a winner, then we'll say, for example, out of the winners in both categories, which one of these will go towards creating our next great logo.
Fantastic. Let me just take a little time to show love to persons online. Gray Angela on Facebook. Great. Thank you very much, Gray, for tuning in. Really appreciate your eyes. If you can share. If you have any questions for Liz, don't hesitate to share them. And anything else you want to say, we're here to listen for you. This is your program. So we're looking for your next comment. And Feisty Britty says, hello. All right. And C. Weatherburn says hello. All right. Hello to all of you. Wave, Liz. They want to wave to the Instagram followers, Liz. All right. So we're talking here about the OUR's logo design competition, the different ways in which you, the public, can play a part in creating the new look and I suppose the new energy surrounding how the OUR is going to proceed going forward. And as is always the case with competitions like these, there's lots of nice prizes to win, aren't there? So talk to us about the prizes, Liz.
Okay, let's talk about my favorite part, which is the prizes. But no, I'm just kidding. We do want some great quality logos, right? So in the open category, the first place winner will receive $100,000. The second place winner will receive $50,000. And the third place winner will receive $25,000. For the students category, the first place student will receive $100,000. The teacher that assists that student, if there's a teacher, will receive $50,000.
Wow,
so we're acknowledging the teacher's efforts as well.
Right. Lovely.
And the winning school will receive $50,000 in voucher to purchase art supplies.
Fantastic.
Because we want them to boost their art department. Because through our research and going to some schools and so on, we hear the concept constant cry of we don't have enough supplies. Sometimes we feel we're neglected.
Right.
You know, they update the labs, the science labs,
That's
and
true,
so
that's
on.
true,
But
that's true,
hey,
that's
what
true.
about our art department? So we want to give an incentive to the art department as well. The second place winner in the student category, the winning student will get $50,000, and the teacher will receive $35,000, I beg your pardon, in cash, as well as the winning school will receive $35,000 in art supplies. And the third place student will receive $25,000, and the winning teacher $20,000, and the school will receive $20,000 in art supplies voucher.
I have to say, I love how you're spreading it out like that. I mean, one would, not typically in prizes competitions like these, you win, you enter, you win a prize, but this one seems to be going straight to school. I mean, it's more, in particular, the category affecting the students.
Yes.
There's a much more comprehensive approach being taken to not just, encourage them to do their art, but also to support them as well, which is fantastic.
Yes.
I'm sure that many persons will appreciate that and encourage their students. And if I was a teacher, I'd definitely be encouraging 1 and 2 students.
In fact, we went
help me help you to help me. You know what I
We
mean?
went to the East yesterday, and we went to several high schools, and it's amazing how enthusiastic the students were. Some have already submitted their designs, and they told us that. And some who were very, very interested, and they said, Miss, we have to get the 100 because we're very competitive, and we have to make sure that. And when they heard about the prizes, and the teachers heard about the prizes, and even the principals, when we met with them, they were really fired up about the competition.
I'm sure they would be. I mean, this is really nice. The way you're doing it is fantastic. I'm sure there's more than just an incentive to, an individual. There's a whole incentive for the schools as well, which is really fantastic.
Yeah, and what we've been saying to students, Vaughn, that we have been interacting with, and persons in general, is that make it timeless. Make it timeless, because we don't want it to be a fashion thing or a fad, and by next year this time we look at it and it's still dated, things like that. So logos really must stand the test of time. It must be versatile. That's what we've said to them. So no matter in what format we're using it, it must be able to easily adapt,
easily translate to whichever medium you want to put it on. Pens, pencils,
cups,
buses. Yeah, you get the idea.
Billboards. So it must be very versatile, so they have to think along those lines as well, and stick to the simple colors, and stick to 3 colors, no more than 3 colors. They can do less, and we're not going to be guiding them in terms of what colors they should use. We want them, and so the entry form, for example, there's an allocation on the entry form for them to tell us what was your thinking behind your design.
Okay.
So I want them to tell us what was your thinking, why did you choose the colors that you chose, etc. Also importantly, we're not expecting from the submissions that receive a finished product in some cases. If we get it, wonderful. But if we look at a design and see that is something we can work with and we can further improve on it, we will accept it as well.
All right, which is even fantastic. So persons you might feel that you don't necessarily have the equipment per se to produce a polished design.
Yes.
But if you produce something that is, that has a lot of potential, I'm sure the OER will be willing to, work with you and make it fantastic. So there's another incentive for those of you who might fancy yourself an artist but believe that you're, you might not necessarily get the best out of the competition because you don't have the supplies you need. There is still room for you to create something by hand, on paper, whatever the case may be, and still send it in. Don't be discouraged. Send in your entry.
And how should they send it in?
That's a question you have to answer. I can't answer that. Well, first, the only thing I can say is that you have to go on the website and find out where. But then again, Liz, it begs the question: what about those who might say, "But Liz, me not on the internet, or me I go
all right, let me tell you. All right, let me help you out.
Internet,
all right, fine. Fair enough. And we think of everything, because we recognize that there are those categories of persons as well who may not have access to emails and websites and so on. So we have said to them, one, you can send it in via email to ourlogoja@gmail.com. That's ourlogoja@gmail.com. And you can go on our website and you will see our email address. Or if it is that you don't have access to internet, etc., you don't have an email address, you can hand deliver it or send it via postal service to the OUR 3rd floor PCJ building. That's the OUR 3rd floor PCJ building, 36 Trafalgar Road, Kingston 10. You can look in our directory If you don't remember what I'm saying to you now in terms of the address, you can just look in the directory and you will see our address. If you're sending it by postal service, it must be sent on or before the deadline date of January 31. So we'll look at the postage
Write
stamp.
that down, people. Write that down. January 31. That's the deadline date. All right.
So it may be delivered after January 31, but it must be clear that you did send it on or before January 31. And we'll know this by the stamp on the envelope.
All right. Just to show some more love to persons online quickly. Duda Aboriginal Foods says hi from London. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate that. Duda Foods. W. Tatleen says hello. We appreciate your eyes also, Tatleen. Appreciate that. Hello to you as well. On Facebook, we have a question from Paul A. Lynch. He says, I find it ironic that they would have a competition for a real logo. There's much design that actually is put in place for a logo design, not just scribbling and drawing and using colors. I suspect he's wondering, again, why, not necessarily go and engage a, professional company, or why open it up to the public like that.
And as I said before, we're not expecting a finished, complete professional product, but we will be looking at the raw essence of it. What was your thinking? We fully anticipate that the one that we accept, for example, as the logo that we're going to use will be modified in keeping with what we'd want. But there will be the raw essence of what we'd want for the next logo.
All right, let's remember to stick up in. Liz made some very clear points a while ago. I hope you were paying attention. It needs to be versatile. Needs to be able to, switch, suit whatever platform they might want to put it on, which is shirts, cups, etc. It should be creative as usual. Says 3 colors, more than 3 colors.
At most, yes.
At most, just to keep things. You still want to keep things to simple to a certain degree. It wants to be, you want it to be innovative and attractive, but at the same time, it's simple to some degree. If it's simple, it's easier to put on shirts and cups, etc.
Exactly.
So there you have to be mindful of that and strike that balance when you're creating and designing this logo as well. Deadline, January 31. I mean,
4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m.
Yes.
You have some time. You have a good amount of time left between now and then to put something very nice together. And as she said before, if you don't necessarily have internet or digital access in that kind of way, these can still do a physical thing and take it to you guys, and they'll accept that as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So there's no excuse to not. If you are an artist and you really see something that is intriguing you, there's really no excuse for you to not get on board and find a way to enter. You know what I mean? And like I said, the prizes sound really good. Tell them the prizes again, Larry. Tell them the prizes again.
$100,000 for the first place winner in either the open category or the students category. $50,000 for the second place winner, and $25,000 for the third place winner. In the schools category, in addition to the first place, second place, and third place students, we're also offering cash and prizes to teachers and the winning schools and the second place schools and the third place schools in the competition. So we really want you to go. We have got so many entries already, Vaughn, I have to tell you.
Okay.
Some of them we are really, really excited about them when we're looking at them. The students are really, really fired up. They're excited about the competition, and they're really having fun just exploring their artistic side, their creative side. And we're getting an insight into how these young people think. It's very refreshing for us to be viewing those entries that we've been receiving so far.
All right, fantastic. Marsha Lee Guthrie on Instagram, she's asking what is the discussion about. We're talking about the OUR's logo design competition. So if you are an artist, or you know anyone who is an artist who has that artistic talent, the OUR wants to redesign its logo. And they're creating an opportunity for persons of all ages, students as well, youngsters who fancy themselves as artists. They can help to create it. Go on to
OUR.org.jm.
So that's OUR.org.jm, and you can find out all the rules and regulations.
Right on our homepage, at the top of the homepage,
Right.
there's a banner there. You just click on that, and it takes you into the logo competition page.
Right. Find out all the details, everything you need to know. You can enter, and if you're successful, you can, $100,000. You know what I mean? That is nothing to sneeze at. So let's say encouragement, sweet and labor. You don't need any more encouragement than that. All right. So hopefully either you or somebody you know can enter the competition, and hopefully you might be the winner. You know what I mean? So,
Vaughn, I wanted to mention something very, very important: the issue of copyright and ownership.
Right. Yes, exactly. That is an issue we need to discuss right about now.
Yes.
For sure. Go ahead.
We know that persons, in order to get some ideas about logos, etc., will be doing their research, not just about the OUR, but on about logos in general. We don't want you to replicate or to take any aspect of the logo you're designing from anyone that currently exists, whether locally or abroad.
Absolutely.
It must be your original work, and you have to sign to that in the entry form. So we know that whatever product we're getting from you, whatever submission we're getting, it is going to be free from any copyright issues. It will be it will not infringe on any copyright laws, either of Jamaica or internationally. It must be your creative work. Also, once you submit your entry, it now becomes the property of the OUR, and we will be free to use it as we desire. So we may be posting a couple of them in our social media, on our social media pages, on our website, etc. So we want you to recognize that as well.
Right.
And we will be using the winning entries as we see fit. So we want you to bear that in mind. Again, it's in our competition rules. Please read the competition rules, because we're going to assume that once you have submitted an entry to us, you would have read the competition rules.
All right, fantastic. And Marsha Lee Guthrie saying thank you, and she'll spread the word. So,
thank
look out
you.
for that.
Thank you, Marsha.
All right, appreciate that, Marsha. Really appreciate that. All right. Let me just switch gears for switch gears with Liz. Just talk about are there any upcoming things that the OUR wants the public to keep in mind or be aware of as you proceed going into 2020?
Yes, we are continuing to look out for issues pertaining to customer service. The OUR is very, very strong on that. We are mindful of some issues in some of the sectors that we regulate, so we are on top of those. We're constantly getting updates from them, and we will continue to update the public as we get information about service disruptions, etc. Some of the updates that we'll be pushing out will be contained in our quarterly performance report that the OUR produces every quarter. We send out releases pertaining to those as well. And if there's anything that you think we should be included in our quarterly performance report, please let us know. But we continue to be on top of some issues that we're getting. We know that increasingly we're getting customers contacting us directly through our social media pages. We want to applaud that. We continue to encourage you to do that, because that's the media through which you are most comfortable. So in addition to our email address, which is consumer@our.org.jm, persons are sending us direct messages through our Twitter pages, our Instagram pages, and our Facebook pages. And we love that.
All right, lovely. So there are many ways in which you can contact the OUR.
There are many ways.
Any issues you might have with your utilities, which includes your phone, your water, electricity, so on. I'm not missing out any, am I?
No, water and sewage, telecommunications, electricity. But what we do as well, Vaughn, is urge them, please. If it is that you have an issue with your utility provider, please allow them first to address the issue.
Right.
Because as you can appreciate, even in your workspace, you want, if you're supervising someone, for example, you want them to come to you first with their issue, right? And allow you the opportunity to address it. And if they're not satisfied, then they're probably going to escalate it.
Yeah.
So that's the scenario here. So if it is that you have an issue with any utility provider, allow them first to address the issue. And if you're not satisfied with the response, then by all means, come to us. We want to hear from you. Our consumer affairs officers are always happy.
All right, so there you go. Okay, another one online here. Candice Christian is saying, I must say, I appreciate the work of the OUR as it relates to addressing matters with utility providers. So they're just giving you some kudos and showing you some love.
We're happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
It says Don Ete 2494 says, I am having to know that the competition is open to all ages. I suspect the person means I am happy to know that the competition is open to all ages, right? And that was something that Liz was just exploring, that they want every person to feel like they have a stake. So it is open to everyone.
Yeah, 16 and over.
16 and over. Well, persons, maybe, who knows, maybe I have a prodigy out there who can create something. But 16 and over, those are the rules, so we're just going to work with the rules. 16 and over. So if you know anyone, if you know anyone who is artistically inclined, anyone who might have that skill, let them know. Tell them to visit the OUR's website, and they can find out all the rules, and they'll be able to enter the competition and hopefully win. You know what I mean? It's up to you. And hopefully you can help spread the word as well. All right, Liz. So I guess we're just gonna recap everything now, go back over everything in a nutshell, just to give persons an idea. So to begin with, we are talking about the OUR's logo design competition. You can get all the rules
on our website at our.org.jm.
All right, the categories.
Open category, 16 and over, open to all Jamaicans, whether you live here or overseas. And there's a student category, 16 to 24, but you must be in a registered secondary or tertiary institution.
All right. Applying process, just even though we mentioned that it's on the website, but applying process for those who might not have web or might not be, digitally connected.
You must submit your entries with an entry form, and you can get that entry form either on our website or at any regional education office island-wide. And you can submit your entries via email at ourlogoja@gmail.com. That's ourlogoja@gmail.com, or to our physical office, which is 36 Trafalgar Road, Kingston 10. That's the PCJ building.
All right, done it. Thank you, Donette. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for your eyes. All right, now, Liz, once more, deadline.
Deadline is January 31, 4:30 p.m.
Right. And prizes.
$100,000 for first prize in both categories, either category, $50,000 for second prize, and $25,000 for third place winners.
All right, lovely. So there you have it. Those are all the rules you need. That's basically everything you need to know. Just as a recap, like she said, the logo needs to be versatile. Should be able to be used whether black and white or in color. That's something that should translate very well to shirts, cups, pens, etc. Something that's really, really nice. So I mean, elaborate maybe, but also elements of simplicity just to keep it, workable and usable and that kind of thing. All right.
And must be your own original work.
Absolutely.
We can't emphasize that enough. Must be your own original work. Yeah.
Oh boy, somebody is asking. I know you mentioned that you wanted persons to exhaust situations with their service provider first, but we have somebody asking you a question online on Instagram. This is Comfix Solutions. It's up to you. Yes. You want me to read it for you? Okay. Comfix Solutions is saying, I've been having some internet problems with my ISP, internet service provider, where whenever the rain falls or sky clouds up, their tower station goes offline. Problem for about a year now, and there's no improvement at all. All
right, so what we're going to ask that customer to do is just to send us a direct message to consumer@our.org.jm and give us the details. Give us where you are and what's your name, the name on the account, I should say, and a contact number for you so we can call you if we need any further details. And let's see how best we can assist you on that matter.
All right, lovely.
Because I'm assuming that they probably would have been in contact with your service provider over the period of time that they're out of service and they're just not getting satisfactory response. So it would be a pleasure for us to contact them on your behalf to see what's really happening there.
All right, there you have it, Comfix Solutions. So as Liz says, you can go on over to the OUR's Instagram page, send them a message, outline all the details so they can follow up on it for you. Hopefully you can get some redress as well. All right. So like I said, we're talking about the OUR's logo competition, but naturally one would expect persons who have issues that they want to talk to you about. They're going to pitch in, which is fine.
And I also want to mention that we do have an active social media campaign going on for a logo competition. So feel free to go on any of our pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and learn more about the competition.
And Comfix Solutions is saying, okay, thank you, I will. So you should be seeing some messages from there.
Yes.
So hopefully, glad we were able to make that connection.
Mention that you spoke with me on this program.
Exactly. You heard that. Mention that you spoke to Liz. Okay. All right. Great. So, I think that we can on that note we can move to wrap. Like I said, like Liz said, OUR logo competition. Lots of prizes to be won. Open to students. Open to persons 16 and over.
Yes.
Right. In the there's a student category and a general category. You can go on to the OUR's website, our.org.jm, to get all the details, everything you need to know, and you can find out everything you want, and then hopefully you can create that winning design. You know what I mean? I would like for you to come and debut the winning one here, but hey, you know what? We can work that out later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So With that in mind, thank you to everyone who tuned into our discussion, especially those of you who sent in your questions and your comments. We really do appreciate that. And if you have a question you'd like to ask, not to worry, you can send it to us. We'll be able to get in touch with Liz and move it on to her so that you can get the information that you need. Remember, our audience plays a major part in our show. So if there's anyone you'd like for us to have in studio, let us know, and we'll try to have that person in studio as soon as possible. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Jamaica Information Service. You can find us there. We're very active, and I guarantee you'll learn some new information, beneficial information to help you realize your goals or your objectives as a Jamaican citizen. That is what we're here for. We do this every week live on Facebook and Instagram. This is the program Studio 58A. I have been your host, Vaughn Davis. Please have a wonderful day.